Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very cloudy afternoon, round 12, Tier 2 at Austria. High chances of rain, lots of elevation changes to add to that. Joining me today is the one and only, of course, SSJ Assassin as a streamer, and Mamu Kadmi as a commentator, coming off from a decent race yesterday. How do you feel about this track, and what do you think we can expect from our drivers?
Uh, Hello, Simply. First of all, how are you?
I'm great, thank you for asking.
Yeah, so about this track, I mean, it looks quite a simple track, but no, I don't think it is a very simple track because of the hard braking points at turn 1 and 3, and of course, turn 9 and 10 being quite notorious for track limits as always. So, yeah, expect some penalties for the drivers, but yeah, we're watching the tier 2 race today, so not a lot. There should be some clean racing and some nice overtakes. Keep your eyes at turn 3. That'll be the prime hotspot for sending it down there. So, yeah.
All right, that's a pretty fair point from you. Turn 3 at corner will be having to watch in the race. One other thing that we'll need to watch is our track map. 4.3 kilometers long, 10 corners. Three of them don't really count as corners, so really 7 corners. Three DRS zones, lots of overtaking opportunities, lots of elevation changes. And we do have a quick hot lap coming up as well.
Alright then, welcome on board a lap of the Red Bull Ring in Austria, brought to you by Sir SST Assassin. On the home straight, DRS wide open, brake at the 100-meter board for turn 1. Make sure to not mount too much of the curbing on the exit as it could unsettle your car. A tricky traction zone as well, so one more thing for the drivers to watch out for. Now approaching turn 3, brake just at the 100-meter board. Make sure to not carry too much speed into the apex as you could drift wide and lose a couple of tenths in lap time. A crucial overtaking zone, this DRS straight. Approaching turn 4, brake just at the 100-meter board. Stick to the apex for as long as you can before carefully flooring the throttle. Stick to the inside of turn 5 to shave off those couple of hundreds of lap time. Turn 6 is a late apex corner. On the exit though, be careful for track limits. Turn 7, the exit, the inside curb could spin you out, so be careful to not mount it. Approaching this short straight before the first corner on the circuit, just dab on the brakes at the 50-meter board. Use all of the track on the exit and then another dab on the brakes for turn 10 to complete this lap of the shortest circuit by lap time in the F1 calendar.
Beautiful hot lap from Bar. Of course, very on Sir SSJ Assassin. We have seen the tier 2 guys, quite a few of them posting close to tier 1 times or even beating tier 1 times on certain tracks throughout this season. Perhaps maybe we can expect maybe from someone like Heisenberg, who has been known to take quite a few pole positions in this year, getting away with perhaps another 104. A 104-1 SR SSG Assassin there might not be possible because one, time trial, and two, it's just tier 1 guys are a whole different gravy. But I'd say a 104 mid is definitely on the cards if he can pull away a pretty solid lap.
Yep, quite a few drivers should be in the one of us. I mean, yesterday the tier 3 race, people were creeping into the one of us, not quite, but yeah. So, yeah, tier 2, they should have a few drivers in the one of us.
Absolutely. Quite a lot of expectations. 36 laps on this track. Not too long. Of course, one of the shortest tracks of the calendar, as a matter of fact, but not too big either.
Oh, it seems like there'll be rain in the middle of the race. That should make things interesting. So, yeah, let's predict the pole lap. What do you think will be the fastest lap of this session?
I would say, as I guessed earlier, a 104, let's just say 6 by Heisenberg.
104.6. Huh? I'd say 104.5s. I don't know by whom. There are quite a few contenders, but yeah, I think 104.5 might be the pole lap.
Interesting. As we see, the Ferrari of Alex, who had been away for quite a while, he's come back. He's driving, and you can see the constructor standings. Red Bull have pretty much sealed the drivers' championship with the Aston Martin luck as well as their inconsistency in a few races. Whereas on the other hand, the Red Bull guys have shown quite a dominant performance so far. And talking about Aston Martin and Red Bull, a returning face, Inc. after quite a while.
Yep, but as you can see, there's just one Red Bull. So yeah, the Aston boys might want to close up the gap today. So Dark Knight needs to get as many points as possible. Probably a win would be
Yep.
quite a good result for him.
Absolutely, a win should be something that Dark Knight should be considering, but then of course it's not too easy to pull off considering we do have the likes of Heisenberg, Ink himself, Sai Tarun. They're all going to be there trying to fight for the win, regardless of the low attendance. I'm pretty sure we're going to have quite a solid race.
Yep. A win isn't an easy task today with so many people trying to fight for that P1. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting race at the front.
Absolutely, as we see on board with Alex then starting first level. Quite a few drivers still deciding to remain in the pit. Not sure if they are getting glitched out or they're just waiting for a bit of track evolution, which I don't think they should really be waiting for. But again, it makes sense because the lap times are very, very close to 1 minute mark. So they can realistically leave even with 2 minutes remaining and still make it to start the lap. So, try and play with the track evolution as much as possible in qualifying is what I would say these guys would be going for.
Yeah, I think they just want to preserve that one soft tire for a late safety car. So yeah, they might go out later on in the session, just do 2 hot laps and be done.
Absolutely, that's also a possibility. What is also a possibility is Alex finishing hopefully this lap, getting very close to track limits there, nailing the final corner on the edge of track limits, comes across the line with a
6.
5-6. Okay, that's a pretty solid lap. Still
Good
1
bang.
second away from my prediction though.
Yeah, but a good bang though.
Absolutely an
He'll
amazing
only be
tanker.
improving with the track evolution going on.
Absolutely. And Shrikant Das, the next Alfa Romeo Ferrari engine car, a second off of Alex. Not bad either.
Maybe he might have had a movement. Oh, that's an invalidation.
He's done a Perez, just in a Williams.
Yes.
Stager.
Those 2 corners are quite notorious for the track limits. A lot of them will have. I hope not everyone gets a penalty over there in the race.
Yep.
Because those 3 seconds on this small track will cost you a lot. Especially if there's a late safety car.
Absolutely, they are quite crucial corners to nail. Actually, as a matter of fact, considering how small this track is, every corner is quite crucial to nail. Especially, you can see Sai Tarun going into turn 3. The exit really tricky because it goes uphill, a bit off cambered as well. So your tires are pretty much screaming to find any sort of grip that they can. He seems to have taken it well, but of course not well enough due to the lack of rubber on track. But he still tackled it quite well for the current track conditions.
Let's see what time he does because he would be wanting to start on the as high as he could because
Yep.
they're trailing the constructor championship by 80 points, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, with just one Red Bull driver and both the Aston drivers racing today, yeah, they might want to close the gap tonight.
Absolutely, and considering Dark Knight has been going into races for the recently without any practice because of his busy schedule, I think that kind of helped Aston Martin's situation. But yeah, that just means that that's also a bit of pressure on them to perform. Perhaps try and secure a 1-2 here, which again, as we discussed earlier, could not really be as simple as saying it.
Yep. So this medium run is his practice, I guess.
Yeah.
Hopefully he does a better time on the softs, but yeah.
Yeah, well, it is absolutely crucial that he does because he is the only Red Bull today after having quite a solid start and continuing that momentum, especially that dominant drive at Miami. I just can't really forget about that moment because of that tricky conditioned race. Dark Knight coming across the line, only 6 tenths off on a pair of mediums as his first lap of practice. I think he's looking quite good.
Yep, looking pretty good, but yeah, Ink and Heisenberg are yet to set a lap, and we're on board FIFA Connect. Let's see what time he does. Going across the line. Oh, he takes pole. 105.3. Okay, yeah, he will improve. He will improve for sure after this. With the track evolution, you want to go out as late as possible without, you know,
Yeah,
you want to cross the checkered flag as late as possible for the best track conditions.
pretty much be the last car to start a lap.
Yep, last car to start and end the lap.
And of course, you don't want to be the last to start and then first to end. That would just be weird. I don't know how that works, but yeah.
Let's see now, Ink is he? Yeah, Ink is on a hot lap. Let's see what time he does. Should be interesting. Takes a turn 3 pretty clean. And if that's not a glitch, he's got the purple sector 1. Got the track map, but yeah.
The track map is hopefully right this time.
Yeah, hopefully it is. Yeah, it's not always accurate, but yeah, he seems to be quick around here.
It is a very easy track, especially for a controller driver like him. Quite a controller suited track, I'd say. So, yeah, quite a bit of expectations from Ink.
Yep, according to the track map, he's gotten a purple sector 2 as well. Yeah, this should be a pretty quick time. Oh, it isn't.
P2.
He's 2 tenths off from FIFA Connect, so
Definitely, as Alex has invalidated a lap. Hopefully, it's not this and next lap invalidation, because that could hinder his runs quite a bit. As Heisenberg starting his lap, and the first lap as well. So this is his banker lap, quite a few minutes into the session actually.
and if you've noticed, Alex has done 5 laps on that tire, so
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
that's interesting.
I think he's also doing just a few practice runs.
Yep, he's just going around, doing one hot lap and then cool down lap to recharge his battery and then going around again. I think he's done. He should be going to the pits now.
He has to be.
Yeah, those tires dead right now.
Pushing constantly for a few laps. It works in real life, especially because it was cloudy and the track temps were low. Here, as you can see, the sun's pretty much out there, and of course, it's a whole different game. We're not really on 23 just about yet. So, yeah, those tires after just 2 or 3 runs, they're absolutely dead. So yeah, makes sense as to why he's had to back off. As Heisenberg finishing his lap now with the DRS. Let's see where will he end up. P2, only 500ths off of FIFA Kanak now.
That was a decent lap, but let's see what times they do at the final run. And Srikanth Das is going to the pits over here. He validated his lap, so decided to back out. I hope there's not. I hope we don't see that pit lane glitch again today.
Oh, that was horrible to see as well as deal with as a coordinator yesterday. But yeah, we won't go into too much details of that. Dark Knight, on the other hand, doing his first soft run finally, as he will be coming through the first sector line. He's 500s down on P6, which is not good, but he is improving on his lap. I mean, of course he is. He's on a pair of soft. But I think, yeah, he'll be needing at least 2 runs. So this one and then another one on a fresher tire to make sure that he can get close to the top 3.
Yeah, right now you can see everyone's in the pits. They'll be waiting for that timer to go down to 2 minutes. Go out on a final run. If they don't want to save the soft tires, some of them might do 2 runs as well. But makes sense to save the soft tires in case of emergency.
Absolutely, you need a set of soft tires. We did see the same thing happening yesterday in Tier 3, where a late safety car did come out and the softs actually helped quite a few people out. Dark Knight improving, but 3 tenths down from P3, and still looking quite good, only around 4 tenths off of P1. Aryan, or Strendy as we also call him, up into P5 in the Williams.
Dark Knight has improved, but not by a lot. Hopefully it does at the end of the session. Let's see what. And Jose Hero even outlap.
Yep, he's on an outlap, and Faizan, of course, one of the fan favorites of this season. We all love Faizan, don't we?
Yes,
That was not a personal jab at anyone. Those are just my feelings. I love Faizan. He's a very nice guy. Stager in the McLaren. Clearly, he joined the session a bit late. He's already on a bit of a back foot here. Not really looking too good so far. But then again, we can excuse him, and that's an invalidation. Oh, did he spin there as well? I think he did.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Or
All
did
right.
he try
So.
to break and go into the pits from there? I don't know what happened there.
It's not really possible to do that.
I
Um,
hope he did.
well, yeah, that's the hope. Oh, what is this I'm seeing? Alex?
He's on his outlap, but it shows 2 purple sectors.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's weird. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2, and yellow sector 3. So how exactly has he set the first 2 sectors as purple?
Yeah, what have you done to this game?
And that's FIFA Kanak starting his lap. Faizan still on an outlap. No, he's on a lap. 300s down from P1. One more sector to go.
If the delta still remains, he might be around P5 or P6 maybe?
P6, yeah. Okay then.
Very close to the track limits over there.
Absolutely. And he goes P6!
Yes.
So he was on the delta.
Yes.
His teammate Jose Hero, on the other hand, struggling a bit with the track limits himself. Hopefully not at this and next lap. I mean, if it was at this and next lap, he probably would have boxed. Yeah, not at this and next lap. He's starting his lap. And Mama, as a matter of fact, why don't you take us away with this lap?
Okay, Alex on the lap. I hope the car doesn't impede him. Or is he on a lap as well?
Both of them are on the lap.
Okay. Alex down by 2 tenths on P1. So, yeah, he'll be around that P4, P5 mark if the delta still remains. But if he can improve, he can get top 3.
If he does improve, that is. He was yellow sector on his own personal sector. So, yeah, he's not looking too good so far. Stealthy Sunny going back into the pits. Alex rounding up the second sector just about now. Let's see. He has gone with a... Ooh, okay. Only a 10th off. So he's improved quite a bit in that middle sector. I think he's really tuned his car for the middle sector, considering how much he's improved. I think he's improved by around 3 or so tenths just in the middle sector. So yeah, he's looking quite good, finding up the final corner with the DRS, coming across the line, and he goes pole by a 10th, a 1 of 5-2.
Those two sectors at the end were brilliant by him. But still, if you've noticed, the times haven't gone into the 104s yet. They're still in the 105. So
Yeah, I think my prediction could be wrong. Just a bit.
yeah, but yeah, I think there will be at least 2 cars in the 104s at the end of the session. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. I think a 104, maybe 8 could be on the cards if
104,
we haven't
maybe
already
8.
reached 104.
Yeah.
104, 8, maybe 9 could be right there.
And yeah, the grid will be close to each other because a small track, there's not a lot of time to lose. So they'll be within, I mean, P1 to P12 should be within a second at the end of the session. Hopefully, if they're
Yep.
equal on pace. And it's a Sai Tarun on a hot lap.
Going through the first sector.
He has
300s down. 300s down on P2, which is FIFA Kanak currently, who's on an outlap. He hasn't had too good of a qualifying yet, in the sense that he has invalidated his last few laps, his last few attempts at securing and further lengthening his pole, but currently he's still only about a 10th off, and Sai Tarun very close to track limits, and he's backed off from the lap.
Yep, he goes wide over there. Might be impeded by Sager. I don't know what happened over there, but he was on a U set anyways. He has already done one lap on those tires, so yeah, if even if he goes for another lap, I don't think he will do a lot.
Yeah,
So see,
I don't think
Spielberg
so.
coming up to turn three, he's 3 tenths down on P2. So
300.
yeah, 300. Sorry, you're right. But he's improving. Yeah. So
Absolutely.
let's
That
see where he ends.
300th could matter a lot because, Shrikant Das, Inc., the rest of the pack, they're so close. Anyone could pretty much grab his position away from him. So as long as, again, he can stretch out his P3, get closer to the P2 time, but perhaps even, of course, try and beat that P2 time, it'll be the better for him. As we have only 1 minute remaining on the clock, Heisenberg improving 800th up on P2 now. So that's getting him really, really close to Alex. The final two corners, the final corner for him to deal with. He's dealt with it quite nicely there with the DRS comes across the line. That is pole for him, 1050. And FIFA Kanak, he has messed up his lap. Does have, oh, never mind, he's on an outlap. Why didn't it show up? Anyways,
No, he might have
Sage.
messed up and he backed out, so he's going for another lap.
Could also be, could also be. But yes, Stager doing his lap. Alex, he is starting his final run with only 22 seconds remaining on the clock. So quite good from him. Very good timing, but not close enough to that zero. Ink is on a lap himself at somewhere. Yeah, P5 with quite a bit of ERS left on him. Let's see who will be the next cars to finish. Aryan goes pole out of nowhere, beating all expectations, improving 6 tenths on his lap, 105. I think 500s. Yeah, so 105.05. That's a pretty good lap for him. Question is for how long can he keep it though? Nobody seems to be improving so far. Tell the Sunny he's down on his time. Dark he improved on his first sector. Yellow in the second. Next across the line. What will he be able to do with the DRS? Can he go into the top 5? No, top 7. P7 is what he have to settle with. Ink improving on the first two sectors. 4 tenths down though still on P1. He might just be P5 here if his delta does improve. Sager comes across the line for a P11. Jose Hero currently P last. Ink, where will he end up? P5, not a bad effort from him. Faizan goes P6, so really close to his favorite guy on the grid, Ink. Jose Hero invalidates his lap, and I think that is qualifying.
Yup. So yeah, both our predictions went wrong. No one did a 104. But yeah, pretty close. 105 flat is a really quick time over here. And see,
Absolutely.
the grid is quite closely stacked, except Jose Hero. Everyone's in 1 second of the pole lap. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's not judge Jose either because he's come out from a 1 month hiatus. He went on a nice little holiday and enjoyed his time there. And of course, he's thrilled to be back and so thrilled that his game decided to disconnect him at a very convenient time. So he just has to hope he comes back before we get to the grid. Otherwise, he might be screwed because he won't be able to do his strategy and such, which means that a lot of improvising will have to be done on his side.
yep, he'll be on a heavier fuel load, no strategies. If someone decides to go on an alternate layout, not layout, alternate strategy,
Yep.
he might not be able to go on an alternate strategy as well. So
That's true. That could be quite hindering for him. And Strandies in our chat says just took setup, zero practice, all luck. Well, hopefully your luck continues on because you do have quite a bit of pace.
yep, he has a lot of pace. He just needs to get through turn one, and then yeah, he can carry on with that pace.
Absolutely. But then again, remember, strategy is quite important nail here, especially considering that it's a quite a tight and clean packs here. So I think we might not have a safety car chance. So I think going long with the hard medium strategy could be optimal for these guys. But then again, if they do want to risk it on the medium hard, then that's also a possibility.
Yep. So the ideal strategy would be doing what almost everyone else is doing, because yeah, if people do hard mediums and you go for a medium hard strategy, it won't be good for you at the end because you will be on the slower compound, and yeah, the other people might be able to overtake you quite easily. So
Absolutely. It is a bit of a gamble, but if you have enough pace to pull off, then you easily can.
yeah, you can. So yeah, you can check other people's strategies as well. Just open race director. You can see what tires there on. Plan your strategy accordingly, and if you have the pace, you can do whatever you want.
Well, not really whatever you want, but follow the strategy is what you mean to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
And not to forget, I think it might just be beneficial for them to go onto the hards because the rain is due at some point in the middle of the race, isn't it?
Yep. But as you know, the weather prediction is not accurate. It is approximate. So there might be rains. There might be a few drops. Who knows? Who knows what the conditions are?
Who knows? Could just be inters, could rain quite heavily, might not rain at all, but we will have to see as we only have just a tad bit of time left before the drives get going.
Yep. I was loading up their setups. I
30
mean,
seconds on the clock.
yep. So they might have gotten the prompt ready up. Hopefully.
Yep, they do. So, Mamu, why don't you take us away with the start?
Okay. I think being an experienced commentator, you should do it.
All right, sure. I'd love
Yes.
to do that as we only have a few seconds left in this before the lights go out,
Yep.
and they do go out in three, two, one. No, oh, that was amazing. Oh, what? Okay. Okay, I
What
guess
is
not correctly, but yeah, Aryan off to a pretty good start. Heisenberg not side by side with him just yet and cannot challenge him going into turn one. Whereas on the other hand, Alex and FIFA Kanak having a nice little battle in the back. FIFA gonna take going up into P3. Alex and Faizan also getting involved in that battle, almost three wide momentarily there. But of course, Faizan had to give up to not cause any such collisions. And we can see a Red Bull slowing down. That is Dark Knight who is slowing down. And Ink and Sai Tarun not off to the best of starts, both of them right next to each other and haven't really gained on positions so far. Faizan battling out with Shrikant Das, and he makes a quite a good move going around the outside of him, going into turn 4. Now coming out of the double left-handers, Ink following quite closely behind on the medium, Shrikant Das on the hards, and Aryan's also decided to go on the hards. That's why Heisenberg's gone past him, and he's pulling away a gap. But if the rain were to come in the optimal range of the hards, then yeah, he might be in a pretty good situation.
pretty good start from Heisenberg over there. He made up that position that he wanted. Now with that mediums, he has to pull away as much as he can. So yeah,
Absolutely.
and he's pulled away a second from Stendia already. So that's quite good for him.
Absolutely, that's an amazing performance from him. Faizan already up into P4, challenging for P3. He's off to a rocket ship of a start. The first two laps here in Austria gets pushed off wide a little bit by Alex, but that it should not be of too much hindrance unless FIFA Kanak can do something about it. He's taking the outside line going into turn 4, but I don't think he'll be challenging Faizan just yet, and Faizan could not break in time. Hits the rear of Alex. Alex goes away quite well because we don't run simulation damage. But unfortunately, Faizan is missing an end plate and someone was lagging around there.
Yep, Faizan going for a move over there. He broke his end plate. Let's see if he decides to pit or not. It won't make sense to pit right now, but yeah, he's decided to carry on.
Absolutely.
On his tail over there with DRS being active. This lap should be an easy move on turn 3 over there.
And Ink makes a move going into turn 1 and gets the DRS. Faizan left without a DRS. Gets overtaken by FIFA Kanak as well. He was kind of just helpless there. Couldn't have done much. Most he can do now, break a bit later. Of course, he's missing a bit of his wing, remember. And hopefully get the DRS to try and stick as close as possible to FIFA Kanak and Ink. FIFA Kanak flies past the Ink as well. He does have quite a bit of straight line speed on him, clearly by the looks of it, running a bit of a low downforce already by default. And by the looks of it. Ink, he's following right by, but Faizan clearly struggling without that bit of a wing that he has, and FIFA Cricket does set the purple middle sector. Jose Hero following quite closely to Stealthy Sunny. Stealthy Sunny up in P10 with those hards. Heisenberg sets the fastest lap of this race as we have finished 4 laps already. Wow, the laps are going by really quickly when you don't really have a safety car coming out. But yeah, Ink following once again. This is just a bit of a train, I think, starting from Alex, who's still somehow leading the train. Aryan might have to say something else about that, though, as he takes P2. They're still going side by side, going into turn 3. None of them willing to give up. Aryan gets pushed off wide. That slows him down. FIFA Kanak gladly takes that P3 away from him. Now FIFA Kanak on Alex, and he flies past once again. Now goes off to the inside defense of the inside line, and Alex cannot make a move. Ink getting really close to Aryan's rear end there, and there's 4 cars all fighting for P2. Make that actually 6 cars, because there's Faizan, Sai Tarun, as well as Sager getting involved in the battle here. Although currently all eyes on Ink, because he has returned after quite a while, and he is putting in quite a bit of a show here. Dark Knight, the only Red Bull head. Oh my god, what has happened there? That is Aryan, who will have to unfortunately make a pit stop, because he just... How do you spin out there? I don't know what... Someone has to explain it to me, because he just randomly spun out there, and he conveniently ended up in the pits. He got reset in the pits, and now he has to make a pit stop. He does not have another option, and that's his race pretty much ruined. Alex, so that's 1 car out of this 6-car battle, leaving just 5 of them to fight for P2, but still quite a few cars. And I think Dark Knight is carrying that mini train of Stealthy Sunny and Jose Hero with him, and they're slowly creeping up to Sage's rear end as well, so these guys might be getting involved. Meanwhile, Heisenberg pulling away a 2-second gap quite conveniently on the rest of the pack, because he doesn't really have to fight with anyone, doesn't even have to fight with dirty air of multiple cars. Stealthy Sunny, the first one to fall to the track limits, trap with a 3-second coming his way. And that is one thing we did forget to mention, that track limits, quite a tricky thing, especially in this track. Clearly Sergio Perez was struggling a few days ago, and we did see quite a few drivers struggle yesterday themselves, going up to 9 seconds worth of penalties. But yeah, it makes sense. You really want to push on a very small track like this, because the gains are marginal, and so is the grip coming out of turn 1 for Sai Tarun. He hasn't really made anything out of that despite having the DRS. In fact, loses a position to Sager, and that just brings Dark Knight closer and closer to him. Sai Tarun's tires will be heating up just a bit, so I think that's going to fall into the hands of Dark Knight perfectly.
Yeah, Sai Tarun clearly starting to grip with his hard tires. Might be, the tires should have fired up by now, but then yeah, maybe a lack of practice is showing here.
Absolutely. Even though this track, again, as we said, quite simple to drive on, very hard to master, and that is clearly showing in Sai Tarun's driving today. Unfortunately, so far only 6 laps and 34 laps to go, and it literally feels like there's been a lot more laps because of the close tight action that we have had so far. Alex setting the fastest lap of this race, but sitting in P3, still trying to challenge FIFA Kanak for that P2 as Heisenberg cruises away, and Jose Hero looking down the inside of Stealthy Sunny, and that is unfortunate contact. Sunny turned in for the corner. He could have been a bit more wide there, but we will leave that to the stewards to deal with rather than passing on any comments, but that is what it looked like. Anyways, Dark Knight has caught up to Sai Tarun, who is indeed struggling on the hards. And both the Aston Martin boys have taken different strategies to not interfere with each other's race. Ink getting in closer to Alex as well, so this is putting a bit of pressure on Alex to perform, because if he does not get past FIFA Kanak, pretty sure Ink will get past Alex as well as FIFA Kanak, and Ink does have quite a bit of pace to pull out a gap on these guys as well. So quite important for Alex to get the move done within a lap or two before Ink properly catches up, because if he does, then that might be wraps for a top 3 finish for Alex here.
Yeah, well, laps as we got another yellow flag in turn 10.
Sunny.
Sunny spun out yet again. As Sager is making, Faizan is making a move down the inside with a broken front wing. And yeah, that is caught us all completely off guard as Alex also, FIFA Kanak also
Oh.
tries to go for a move. Both have got a bit of contact, but they still managed to keep a car on the tarmac and hopefully without any damage. So yeah, and there's another incident here. Sager has spun out.
Sager.
Yeah, not making the best
Yeah.
use of those hard tires.
Oh no.
Yeah, his tires are cooked. Can probably do a barbecue on those tires.
Yeah, they do seem quite hot now. Despite him being on the hards, those tires are well above 100 degrees, which is obviously the melting point of those tires. So pretty much liquid right now. Ink moving out of the slipstream to actually not get too close. He's about to get closer now, and that's Aryan, our pole sitter. His race getting even worse. He spun out on a fresh pair of softs. Ink sends one down the inside into turn 3. Question is, can he get Alex? He does have the DRS. Alex does not. But will he have enough road? Alex has gotten a very good exit out of turn 3, but I don't think he'll be close enough to make a move. Sai Tarun, though, on the other hand, definitely will be quite close enough to make a move. Faizan not willing to give up on that position just yet, barely managing to keep it clean and not having any contacts.
It's amazing how Faizan's able to fight with all these guys while having a broken front wing. I mean, yeah, he's putting on a bit of aggressive defending, but all clean so far. No, dive bombs, necessary dive bombs, or anything of that sort. I just saw Sai Tarun going off track limits, so probably picked up a warning from that. Yeah, good show.
Absolutely, that's a very good show from Faizan, considering that he has wing damage, and if anything, by looking at the telemetry on the bottom left, his damage has gotten a bit worse as a matter of fact. So he's actually doing very well for what his current situation is. Still sticking out with the strategy, and so is Ink of getting past Alex. Alex not giving up just yet, though. There might be a few words that he'll have to talk with Alex about. That has gone from a very good overtaking opportunity to a horrible race here, and I can just imagine what Ink is saying right now, because yeah, he will be pissed of what's just happened there. Alex has damage, Ink has damage, both their races pretty much ruined, and Alex has spun out as well. So yeah, Ink, well, he came back from a hiatus of a whole month, was going still quite well, and yeah, that's just his race pretty much over. Won't be surprised if he does go into the pits and retire, and he's sped into the pit lane, which I'm guessing is what he's about to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite disheartened, to be honest, because I really wanted him to end up on the podium in his comeback race after such a long time, such a long hiatus. But yeah, the fairy tale has seemingly ended. We've not yet crossed the halfway point, as Alex also wants to be belligerent in that battle. Goes into the pit lane to swap out a new set of tires.
Yep, he indeed has. He doesn't really have another option. Hards is what they'll be looking to stretch out until the end. 26 laps on them. Not really possible, but definitely, not something that they're not willing to take the risk of.
I mean, not a question of possibility, but rather, their longevity actually. Because hearts, well, they can maintain an optimum pace up to a certain point, and after that,
Yep.
even if your car is still on track, you would be gaining, as much lap time as you.
Absolutely. That is. Well, he has to if he wants to make something out of this race, because he will be losing quite a bit of time in the pits. a lot more time than he really needs on one of the shortest pits of the whole season. So he definitely has to make up quite a bit here to not lose out on much. Although currently he's looking at a P7 if he were to pit now. But yeah, again, it's P7, whereas Faizan does have a pace for, as we can clearly see, a top 4, a top 5 here. So that's something that unfortunately he doesn't really want to give up right now.
Yeah, clearly you can see that from the style of from the way Faizan's driving, and also Dark Knight is getting very antsy, trying to get a move on on Faizan. I don't know if he knows that Faizan's got wing damage marker. Looks like he does because yeah, he is trying to make a move at any opportunity to play. And Sai Tarun is also not helping his case because he's going extremely slowly and carrying Faizan in the DRS for the entire duration of this battle. So even if he loses out in the corners, if Faizan loses out in the corners, he will be eventually made up in space because of the DRS and the value of the DRS itself. Faizan's struggling to maintain, keep within that 1 second window. Now, whether he's he's spamming all of the DRS that he's got in his tank, he's still fight as much as he can, giving his heart out just to stay within that 1 second. And I think barely managed to pick up some DRS here, but Dark Knight eventually gets him. But I think Dark Knight will be in trouble after
Oh,
this
someone
one.
spun?
I think that's the Williams.
Oh, that's Aryan.
Aryan again. Aryan clearly not having a good day. Just exhibited a bit of a one-lap pace and then just dipped after that. Yeah, not a good showing from that Williams so far. That's a Williams. It's a back marker track actually.
Yeah, Williams, both of them have not really shown quite a bit of performance themselves this week. Although the both of them do have quite a bit of pace on them. Usually, of course, everyone has their unfortunate weekends, and yeah, it's not really their day.
Faizan once again getting extremely close to Dark Knight. They should be careful about breaking with that damage stuff. One thing is, I think that's another spin by Aryan.
Oh, that's the Williams casually overtaking Faizan.
Stealthy Sunny who had a spin. Apologies for that. Lap car of Stealthy Sunny. I'm sorry, Aryan.
Aryan. That might be a bit of hindrance, Hab, don't you think? That's Stealthy Sunny as well, spinning out, and predicted conditions coming our way cloudy in 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, welcome
so
to
sorry.
the
Go ahead, Dan.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. I just saw it and I was like, let's just get in there. Let's redeem my, last second deliveriousness for yesterday's race. Yeah, but luckily I was looking at the race itself, and yeah, Faizan definitely looks like he's out of pace with that wing damage, as you mentioned, and Dark Knight all over the back of Sai Tarun. Soon to see, considering the pace that Sai has at the moment, I think, and we see Stealthy Sunny retiring in the pits itself. That's a shame for the Williams team, as we see them struggling throughout the race itself. But definitely, this is the fight we want to watch right now. Sai Tarun versus Dark Knight. Sai Tarun definitely not on pace right now. He's losing out on the corners, and pretty soon, Dark Knight will have DRS challenge him. I think this is a move that we'll probably see down towards turn 4. I think that's where he'll want to maximize his ERS inputs if he has any left. I think he does. Approximately 50%, right, Supply?
Yeah, just about.
And yeah, as we see Faizan in the pits, wow, it looks like he's fixing his. Did he fix his damage? I don't think so.
Yes, he better have, because if he's going on to hards with 20 more laps to go that he will have to pull out on them, it definitely will not help his case if he is missing a wing right now. So he better have fixed his damage. Aryan, on the other hand, definitely being a massive hindrance to Dark Knight. And once again, I can imagine what Dark Knight is just absolutely screaming and shouting in his VC, because it really, although those cars are hosted, yes, they're translucent, but they are really annoying because they're not solid like the other cars and they're not completely invisible as well.
Yeah, moreover, the fact will still have an effect on your downforce, right? As we see Faizan fighting alongside Ink. I think Ink got the move done, if I'm not wrong, or was it? Well, I'm not sure whether it was
It was
Faizan going for a move. Yeah, well, regardless, Ink has P6 at the moment, and as I was stating, yeah, the issue with Aryan's car is he's trying to unlap himself, but the effect that lapped car has on downforce still is the same as a solid car itself, and that's gonna cause him to lose a lot on those corners as well. That's what's causing the problem for Dark Knight at this stage. He has to be very, very careful with his throttle inputs. Look at the pace that he's lost in the last few seconds, considering Aryan's out there.
absolutely. He indeed has. If anything, it's becoming more and more of a distraction for him. Now, remember, the car is ghosted, but that does not mean that the car's dirty air isn't there. So Aryan's dirty air is playing into Dark Knight. He already has Sai Tarun to deal with, and now Aryan's also come in the middle, so that will be a penalty. I was about to say penalty for Aryan, but there goes Dark Knight picking up a 3 second. Jose Hero following him right after as well, getting a 3 second for track limits. So yeah, Dark Knight will be extremely pissed off at this point because his race has gone from good to meh to bad to worse now.
Yeah, definitely. That's a that is quite gutting for the Red Bull driver. I wonder if he's going to report Aryan or not. I think if I was in his position, probably try to report it to remove the 3 seconds if I can. But I do think simply this is fair. I think this is right. I mean, Aryan definitely has more pace right now, so he can unlap himself if he wants to. He can go for this if he wants to. Like, I think it's not out of the books. It's not. Look at that. Look at Aryan is still quick enough to even overtake Sai Tarun at this stage. So I think Aryan is definitely in the right at trying to unlap himself, trying to get the maximum out of his car at this stage. I don't think this is reportable offense. I think this is something that just Dark Knight might have to. Oh, and that's Aryan gone. I said that way too quickly.
Right. Safety car is out. Softs until the end. No mediums.
Oh, wait, wait.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah, I see. I
Yeah,
saw
we
that.
just saw that.
Oh
Oh
my
no.
God. He got 3 seconds because of it.
The worst part
Oh,
is, the worst part is he got a 3 seconds, so that won't be removed from the stewards because he turned in too late. If anything, Dark Knight, who's well within the right to report it, if he does report him, it's not allowed for any drive to cut into the pits like that. That could be a further 5 second penalty for Sai Tarun's way if Dark Knight or anyone does end up reporting it.
yeah. Can we make a meme out of that? That's more.
Well,
That's more.
Hamilton didn't get a penalty for it. On the other hand, Sai Tarun might.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
mean, in the
just
for Hamilton,
race ending.
that rule was made after the red incident,
Oh
Right.
yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. That's definitely gonna be. Was that bit necessary? I think that was, but come on, Sai, you should have seen that coming.
Now,
I think.
yeah, I mean, he's gotten a 3 seconds. He's gonna end up getting a 5 seconds as well if someone does report him. So he's gonna have a total of 8 seconds. He could have just gone for one more lap and then perhaps pit. Then it would have definitely
Uh,
been better than picking up a lot
nah.
more penalties.
I mean, come on, look at the field there. It's already bunched up at this stage. The moment he goes into the pits, he's gonna lose P5, P6, P7. It's gonna come out P8, P9. It's is it worth it? I'm not sure. We'll see it at the end of the race. And if you're asking, is someone going to report it? Hell yeah, someone's going to report it. Who gives up an opportunity to give someone else a penalty? I know,
Might
I
just be
certainly would.
Dark Knight because he.
Oh, what the hell?
Why? What is happening, man? I I was about to say might just be Dark Knight because he was right behind him. And of course, Dark Knight trying to do whatever he can to defend the WCC, and he himself goes ahead and picks up a 5 second time penalty.
I'm confused, but okay. Uh,
You
right.
think I'm not? I'm just as baffled
How
as
do you
you.
get 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags? Like, what is that even. I thought you got disqualified if you don't work
I
on
think
or
I
no,
think
drive through.
I think that yellow flags what they mean is that perhaps he overtook the car ahead, and then the game was telling him to give the position back, but then he could not for whatever reason.
I thought you got a drive through for that. I'm not sure what
No, no, no,
yeah,
no,
come
no.
on.
It's never been that strict, thankfully. It has been in real life. I think real life it is a drive through or like a 10-second, but luckily in the game it's only 5.
Yeah, but essentially, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, everything changed so badly in the past few seconds. So
So
many
far,
penalties racking up.
it seems like this game has been hammering down on any driver who is attempting to come back to it. Ink Ink. I think he started somewhere in 3-6. I mean, yeah, technically he's. My God, Darky, ease up a little bit, man. You're still in the safety car. Anyway, yeah, he's returning to the grid after such a long time. He was, I think, fighting for a podium position, and then I don't remember how it happened, but he ended up bottom in this race. The 5-second penalty. Dark Knight, on the other hand, 3 seconds earlier, while he was being unlapped by Strendy, by Aryan, and then now this. 5-second penalty, sorry, I don't know what happened there. I did notice some position swapping between Ink and Dark Knight, so one of the drivers must have rotated the other by mistake. How the game was something must have happened to one of them.
Definitely hard. And yeah, this thing right now, the penalties are the way they're stacked up. Uh, this is not going to be helpful considering the safety cars, coming in this lap right now. Safety car, once it comes out, they're going to be bunched up. Most likely, it could be a DRS train soon that we could see if there are no further incidents. So yeah, but all I know is that it's going to be some good action. Don't you agree with that simply?
Absolutely. Let's just hope. From what I can see, I mean, Heisenberg's dominated so far. Let's just hope that the next few laps are clean racing and no further penalties.
Look at how close Sai Tarun is to the back of that Alpine.
He wants
Right.
as much of an advantage as he can get, which makes sense, but it could also be risky in case they do get throttle cut. Ooh, getting really
Oh, I
close
thought he
to
was gone.
Kanak as well. I thought he almost hit him there. And Heisenberg's gone. He's restarted the race. FIFA Kanak following quite closely. Sai Tarun, despite following closely, he has not followed closely enough
And it has
for
started
when he really
drizzling.
required.
Sorry to cut you off there. Simply, it has started
No
drizzling.
worries. No worries, Danny. And it has started drizzling. So perhaps softs would have been a good choice to go on to.
Oh, okay. Well, if we start getting rain at this stage of the race, my God, I will say this is the best race of this season. But yeah, yikes! This is just putting another aspect, like you said, hard on these set of conditions within the next few laps. If it continues to drizzle, is not going to be the
Yeah.
ideal tire. They're going to start losing a lot of grip, and the best part is all the front runners are on the soft side, on hards right now. So the people at the back will have the better advantage. For you see, Heisenberg almost losing it at that corner. Yeah, the tires are definitely not having fun at all.
He's made a crucial mistake which he wasn't really supposed to. His hards will still be quite cold. I guess that's one bit of an excuse, but it can't really count anymore because he indeed has lost a bit of time. Sai Tarun, not waiting for anyone, immediately makes up a position, and FIFA Kanak in prime position to win this race as Heisenberg picks up a 3-second time penalty here, and that has completely changed the face of this whole race as both the Mercedes go up against each other trying to show quite a bit of pace.
Definitely, I thought Faizan was eyeing to go for a move right there, a dive maybe, but he thought better of it. Again, you don't want to make any mistakes with the overtakes when you're overtaking your own teammate. And we see Jose trying to go for a move outside towards Ink, but again, are just unable to get that move done as Ink closes the door on him, and Jose has to deal with just having P6 for the time being, but he's got more pace. Those mediums are definitely in those prime spot to overtake these people without any issues. And Jose knows it. He's definitely going for it.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't he? He is in a very, very good situation right now to try and make up whatever he can, and so is Faizan, but Faizan is on hard, so not really. But I think he's just letting Jose do his thing and perhaps try and slow down a few drives ahead of him as he gets past Ink in a very convincing manner through there. Very, very tricky move to pull off. And Danny, you were reporting drizzles. I don't see a raindrop still.
Yeah, I saw some. I saw some in my POV. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm still trusting Dan over this. I'm expecting the rain. Don't take that away from me.
We are all hoping for rain. I would love to see a lot more rain.
I think maybe the fan isn't on SSJ for you. Maybe that was just sweat.
Oh my
George
god.
Russell move.
That's such. I'll give it to you. Nice one. I can't lie, but yes, Sai Tarun in P2 following closely to Heisenberg in P for Kanak. A lot of pressure, a lot of tension has just come off of his shoulders because he does not really have a penalty right now, although his hards are on the older side compared to the rest of the grid. Still fine, still managing to keep up with the guys ahead. And yeah, he's one of the drivers that does not give up. Going back to Abu Dhabi, he did make a few mistakes, almost ran out of fuel, and Alex has gone past Ink before even going to turn 3. But yeah, FIFA Kanak, almost running out of fuel, and 5 minutes rain intermediates last few laps with the rain. I'd absolutely take that. Once again, for the third time, coming back to my point, FIFA Kanak, one of those drivers to never give up. We saw it in Abu Dhabi last week. He pulled out an amazing performance despite not being on the pace compared to Heisenberg and the rest of the drivers. I think Dark Knight, he still secured an amazing P3 for himself after a very, very tough battle while stretching out his hard tires for an amazingly long time.
And you look at Sai Tarun, he's maximizing on the corners. He knows he's got the grip for the time being. He just wants that DRS. But I think Heisenberg has got a lot of pace on the straights itself. He's holding his own compared to, Sai Tarun. As Sai Tarun gets the most aggressive turn in to maximize his corner exit. But unfortunately, Heisenberg just has the better one at this stage. But again, Sai Tarun getting closer and closer. Tries to go for a move on the inside. Goes side by side and goes off the track to get the move done. Will that be... Yeah, that has to be given back outside. I'm so sorry, but you'll have to give that to Heisenberg. And Heisenberg definitely being calm against... Oh, and Sai is all over... FIFA Sarak is all over the back, all over Sai Tarun at this stage. And unfortunately, couldn't make that move, but damn, that was close.
Faizan!
Faizan. Go ahead, Simply.
Faizan spun out. He's made a mistake. Not the best of weekends for him. He's within the points, but not where he wanted to be. Jose Hero, actually, the unexpected Mercedes coming up in P5. So a very, very solid performance from him so far, as we have around 10 laps remaining in this race. And apparently in the next few laps, we should be getting a bit of rain. Ink pits could be too early for
we see drizzles. I saw drops on the camera. I definitely saw drops.
Yeah, okay, it has started raining much earlier than we expected. Apparently, it's going to be intermediates in the next 2 or so laps, which completely makes sense. If Ink manages to pull off this strategy, he could be well within that top 3, but I think it's a little bit just too early for those inters.
I mean, let's see, man. Let's see. I mean, damn, this is gonna be amazing. It's more also about keeping your car within the limits as well, because you don't want to break your car and have a safety car, and if that happens, Ink's advantage is completely gone. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what he can pull up. I mean, it's a matter of time, and I mean, some of these guys are out there on hards. They're gonna have such a difficult time keeping their car within the limits, keeping the car within the white lines, and I don't think anyone can survive out there with the dries on.
Absolutely, as we can see, Sai Tarun, Aryan trying to unlap himself, and oh my god, he's retired. This could be a safety car and an absolute end. It is a safety car. Ink's strategy pretty much ruined.
Who was that? Aryan?
Aryan, yes, out
Ah.
of the final corner, he was trying to unlap himself. He's crashed out, and that is a safety car that's come out. Ink absolutely pissed off. And he was already pissed off before this. He's a lot more now because every other driver will be losing far lesser time, and he might still actually be P10 by the
No,
end of this.
wait. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it in time. I'm sorry. That was pretty ballsy call from him, though. I mean, I appreciate that, like adding that aspect of the jumping on it when you see that come in. It's just unfortunate that the safety car came on. Like I said, it's very difficult to keep your car under control when you're on, on the dry tires in difficult conditions.
Absolutely, and prime time for the Inters, and yeah, that's what everyone will be going on to. Few drivers will be serving a 5-second time penalty in the pits.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, I forgot
few
about that.
unexpected leaders. Oh, I did see someone cut in the line later. I think hey,
Wait,
this will be
who's
fine.
still out? Someone's still out. Is
That's
that
Alex. That is Alex.
What?
Why has Alex done this? He did this a few races ago, and it of course turned out for the worse for him. He won't be last, but he'll still be close to the end despite showing great amounts of pace here. He's pretty much screwed himself.
Wait, is Srikanth Das also out? Yeah, he's also out. Yeah, it's okay. There's two people then saying.
No, the Shrikant Das has disconnected from the first lap
Okay,
itself.
okay. Well, that
So
makes sense.
don't worry too much about it.
Yeah, it's wow. It all depends on how hard the rain comes now. If it's hard enough, then Alex definitely doesn't have
Major
a
is
chance
stayed
at
out.
all. Major, I thought he was in the pits, but okay.
He didn't actually stay out. He went into the pits and bolted on a set of old mediums again.
What? Okay, that's a bit surprising. I think yeah, that might be a mess up from Cody's side rather than his side.
I mean, he
Take
had
a
an
look
entire
at
lap
it,
to set up his strategy
Yeah, there we go.
before he came into the pits.
Oh, he
Oh
did.
my god! Oh my god! And he's
spun out.
gone. There's wing damage.
What's it
And let's just move away from Sager because we're clearly, like not helping his case right now.
He's gone on a hard medium strategy. Right.
And don't forget that the last set of mediums was used mediums, so yeah, that's quite a bold
This is
strategy.
also used mediums.
Eesh.
Surprise! Why is Alex stayed out?
I
He
have
stayed
no
out
clue.
another.
Jeez, Alex thinks he can defend against intermediates. If he does, I will. Let's just make him IRC World Champion at this
I
point. If he
agree.
does.
I agree. If he can defend off from a whole grid of intermediates while it is clearly very wet, he's just gonna aquaplane off. But somehow, if he doesn't, if he manages to stay on track and actually win this race, give him the championship because that is impossible to pull off.
Yeah. See, as we see Sager this time putting on the right tires, definitely getting that strategy right. I think yeah, you make mistake one time, can't repeat it twice, and yeah, Sai Tarun definitely looking for that P1 right now. He knows he wants it very badly, and sadly, the one that I think is going to contend for the win is FIFA Shank. Well, not sadly, but yeah, he's the
FIFA
one who
Kanaki, not FIFA Shank.
Sorry, Lee. Let's forget the names for the time being, but yeah, the Alpine definitely looks in a better position because he has none penalty whatsoever. Can we go back to the penalty list just to see who has how much? 333. Okay, that's pretty decent.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think everyone has served their 5 seconds, so that's good. Considering this, though, it just depends on how close FIFA.
You know what? Hap, I'm gonna throw it out there. Faizan Podium.
I could see it happening. I could definitely see that happening as well. Yeah. If he overtakes Jose on Daki by, let's say, okay, we're on. So the race is on. Alex is ahead. He's struggling
let's just
definitely.
stay on board with
and
Alex.
We see Heisenberg fighting with Sai Tarun on the inside line.
Already on top.
Wait, where's
Hindrance
Heisenberg?
to FIFA
Heisenberg's
Connect,
gone.
hindrance to
Heisenberg's
Jose
gone.
Hero. Oh
Heisenberg's
my
gone.
god, it's him!
Oh
Oh
my
my
god!
god, what's happened in the back? Tariq is retired from this race! And that is, I believe, Faizan as well! Faizan's gone! Oh my god, the commentator scores in full swing out here today! So FIFA Connect takes the lead away from Sai Tarun, and I think the standings might actually stay here unless Alex, never mind. Never mind. Unless these drivers can do anything between themselves.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's all it's all between Sai Tarun and FIFA Shadak, and Sai Tarun definitely knows if he has to go for a move, it has to be now because he has to bring up a 3 second gap if that's ever possible for the win itself. And yeah, Sai Tarun definitely, FIFA Connect definitely looks like he's in this element right now. He's definitely not making any mistakes at this stage. I think he's was waiting for the rain to come out. But yeah, this rain, this track change has definitely put everyone in a frenzy at this stage.
Absolutely, yeah, I think a few things are about to settle down just a bit, or not, as Faizan casually makes a move on Alex, who finally
Yeah,
bit after so long. But yeah, Jose Hero on the podium. Now, if I say something after that and curse him, I don't want to be blamed at, so I'm not gonna say anything. But Jose Hero currently P3.
can we also complain about Alex and just say that that was a Ferrari-esque strategy call? Pitting after the safety car, yeah, that definitely makes sense, Alex.
Pitting after the safety car's gone in when it is clearly wet and you're aquaplaning off. Yeah, that's extremely Ferrari-esque strategy there.
And considering one more thing, I mean, we haven't thought about this, but Shrikant Das, I think if he gets closer to Dark Knight and Heisenberg, I think he's easily looking for P4.
Well,
And
there goes
Faizan gets
your
a 3 second.
yeah, there goes your
Yeah,
Faizan podium simply.
Yeah,
I
I am
think that
depressed,
podium
Danny.
that
I
podium
think he
went
didn't want
away
to
in the
talk
first few
anymore.
seconds of the lap. So sorry, Sammy, but yeah,
Exactly. This is just adding,
insult to
salt,
injury.
salt to a very, very open wound.
Definitely, and yeah, it's more about the game of magic your position with the penalties that we have. FIFA Kanak just has to make sure he stays within the white line. He has the pace. He's got enough to keep Saikaran behind, and without DRS, I don't think anyone would get closer within these last few laps. Oh, and we see contact between Jose and Saitarun. And Saitarun almost lost it. Jose definitely seems like he's losing it as Heisenberg gets back to P3. After all that, Heisenberg's back to P3. My God, this is a race for ages. And Heisenberg definitely looking for for a move on Sai-Tarun next. I wonder if Sai-Tarun definitely. I don't think Sai-Tarun has any damage. I think Jose would have some damage from that if there was any damage at all.
Yeah, that could be, and at this point I'm just tired because I didn't even say Jose will get a podium. I just said he's currently P3 and now he's P4. So I don't know what more censorship do I have to do to ensure that my driver can stay on the podium. But I guess at this point I just don't say anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say Jose for the win. Now see him crash. Moving on.
Okay. There's no need for that, with only 2 laps to go in this race. Jose, please do not crash. For God's sakes, please don't.
I
Dark
mean,
Knight
he's gonna
closing
lose
in.
P4 as well.
I mean, I
Dark
think
Knight's closed
he's
in.
got to say it with real intention. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, but anyways, moving on. Things have definitely settled down, and I don't think there will be any further moves from here on out because,
But, I
yeah.
feel like there's a move coming in from Heisenberg. I think he's gonna go for a dive at least at the last lap. I feel like that's coming in.
Mm,
I mean, when I think of dives, I think of back in season 9, I believe, or 9, no,
Titanic
season 8.
also.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, you can see how close the gap got towards sector 2. And with the straights, maybe if we can get a bit of a split stream effect here, Heisenberg definitely
There's
catch up to that.
barely any in the raid, man. He's not gonna gain much as we begin the penultimate lap. If anything, he does have hope of gaining it on the straights because he is obviously running a low down for setup, which was never meant for rain, but he can't back off now from that. So he's gaining on the straights, but losing it on the corner. So I think what you said about a dive bomb coming in to make a move, I think that could be possible. You can see Jose gaining a bit of time as well through turn 3, and he probably will be gaining time through the middle sector as well.
I mean, look how close they are towards turn 4 specifically. They're almost 2-3 tenths behind. I mean, it's gonna be a pretty risky dive bomb, but if Sai makes one single mistake, it's done.
If anyone makes any mistake, they're done at this point.
I mean, it's still raining, right? It's still drizzling, but not enough to make this even worse for them. Like I said, these tires are the optimum one for the time being. And yeah, it's just about keeping it within the white lines. And Eisenberg, I think he didn't hear that correctly as he went off the track. I wonder if he got a warning for that. Let's see at the end of the race if he gets another penalty or not.
Hopefully not. Although Jose will get a podium as we begin the final lap, Faizan gets past the ghosted car of Srikandas and hopefully he can pull away a 3-second gap before the end of the lap. If not, it'll be quite a bit embarrassing losing out to a ghosted car that hasn't been there. But anyways, I think that car's gonna get disqualified because he didn't do majority of the race, so that's no worries to Faizan at the end of the race. I think that P6 is indeed secured for him. Heisenberg is closing in. He's using whatever he can in his bank to get closer to Sai Tarun. Question is, will it be enough?
I mean, simply do they give podiums for P4? Because I don't know how I was just going to get a podium then, considering he's also got a 3-second penalty.
Well, that's what I said. He's no podiums today, unfortunately, for them, and the order does remain. And FIFA Kanak driving a brilliant race, not giving up at any point in it, comes across the line for a P1. Sai Tarun P2, Heisenberger P3, Jose P4, Dark Knight P5, Faizan will be P6, Shrikandas P7, Sager P8, and Alex P9.
Yeah, definitely a pretty decent race coming up. Coming up from the middle of the pack, it had everything from overtakes to changing weather conditions, definitely making a play for strategy changing. I mean, the moment we finally saw actual results come in, that was pretty intense to say for the timing.
And the bot gets the driver of the day. Amazing stuff. F1 22 has peaked.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope it doesn't peak any further. I really don't want it to. Did I actually say that? Hap?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not mean to say that. FIFA Kanak P1, I mean, you saw the order yourself. Quite an amazing race driven by Mr. FIFA Kanak or FIFA Kank, whatever you want to call him, or FIFA Shank as a matter of fact. Really, really nice race from him. And our drivers are just joining in for their podium interviews right now. Just waiting on fewer, but wow, what was that race? Describe it in a few words, if you will, Darky. I mean, haphazard.
Okay, damn, that's slightly racist, but okay. Moving on. Moving on, yeah, that race, like I said, I mean, I'm sorry, what was the question? I wasn't paying attention.
Sum up the race in a few words, please.
Yeah, the race, as I said, it was pretty action-packed towards, from the point I joined, it was completely action-packed. We were seeing fights for P1, P2 at some stage. After the safety car came out, of course, Heisenberg was definitely dominating for the first half, and then the safety car came out, and everything went for a frenzy after that. And then the rain came up, and it went even worse for Heisenberg. I think at the start of that safety car restart, he completely lost his position. So yeah, definitely a lot of fun, a lot of action, and I mean everything that you want in a race was there.
Absolutely everything that we do want in the race is also there, and absolutely everyone that we want for a podium interview is also here. So Hap, get started away with our P3.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And in P3, if I'm not wrong, we have Heisenberg, which again, like I said, Heisenberg, you were dominating that first sector of the race. It's like the first section. But then the safety car came out, unfortunately, and then it wasn't as easy as it was before with the safety car coming in. I think Sai Tarun had you with those medium tires on. And then the safety car came out again because of the weather changing. And I think Aryan definitely spinning out and destroying his car. And then it was all chaos after that. Can you explain those last few moments or those last few laps with that rain coming in?
Yeah, it was all bonkers towards the end. Everyone is everywhere. I felt comfortable in the first half of the race and it was dry. Um, yeah, I didn't have any wet practice here, so yeah, I was struggling a bit. And FIFA Kanak was he was fast throughout. Even in the first first half of the race, he was catching up to me when I was leading. And in the wets, he was absolutely like in a league of his own, and having not having a penalty also helped him. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think that penalty definitely messed it up, and I think you got it as soon as those conditions started to get worse. I think you were looking very, very quick on those dry conditions. Definitely, probably the best of the rest at that stage.
Yeah.
Regardless,
That's
pretty good effort by you, Heisenberg. Any questions by you, simply?
Oh yeah, I don't really have any questions, but Heisenberg, what last few hours has it been for you? Yeah, finishing a marathon, coming and finishing P3 in the race as well. So congratulations on both of those.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, then moving on to our P2 finisher, Sai Tarun, in the Aston Martin. After quite a while coming back on the podium, how does it feel for you?
It feels good. I think I just had the pace, but just too many mistakes in the past few rounds. But yeah,
Yeah.
happy to get it in Red Bull Ring at least, which is my favorite track.
That makes sense. It's a very nice track to drive on, and yeah, this does help your team to get in closer and closer to the Red Bull guys. Do you think that perhaps if we get a few more consistent performances from you as well as Ink, who unfortunately retired in this race, could you guys perhaps catch up and maybe try and beat the Red Bull guys for the WCC by quota?
I mean, it is a difficult task. I think they're like probably more than 50 points ahead of us. But yeah,
80
me
points
and Ink
around,
are,
yeah.
just gonna have fun and enjoy this last 3 to 4 races. So yeah, I don't know if the WCC comes, we'll be happy. If it doesn't come, also we'll enjoy the season, and finish it off in quota.
Absolutely, that's a very, very positive mindset from you. Have anything for Sai? I'm guessing not. So yeah, congratulations,
Nope.
Sai, on the podium and enjoy it.
Thank you, and congrats to FIFA and congrats to IC also. A really good race.
Absolutely. Moving on to a race winner then FIFA Kanak. What a race it has been for you coming off from the weekend like Abu Dhabi where you gave it your all and you had to settle for a P3 and you said that you'll do a lot better next weekend and you clearly have. Winning the race, how does it feel?
Oh, well, it's been a long time since the first race. The win has been eluding me all this time, but yeah, I think I just went for the right setup. Going for a mixed setup, I had the aero balance was for the dry and the ride height was for the wet, so it helped
Yep.
me quite a bit at the end there. Yeah, and
Yep.
yeah, it just stayed calm. I knew the rain was coming, so I just stayed very calm and just let the chaos happen in front of me, and yeah, went through and got the win.
Fair enough. That's a pretty positive race from you as well. A very solid result for you personally. I'm not sure about the driver's standings, but does that bring you closer to Dark Knight? I'm guessing it does.
Yeah, it should. Like I think that was what fourth or fifth, right?
Right. All right.
Yes,
So,
be better.
all right.
It's
Pretty
gonna be
solid.
close in quota.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's something that we will absolutely be looking out for. That's something we don't really want to miss.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was quite a clean race for you as well, see FIFA, because again, looking at everyone else, connect like everyone had a penalty at some form of some time or some point of the race, and you just kept it clean for the entire race as such. Not even a single penalty, even when the conditions were wet. You looked fantastic on those wet conditions. Definitely quicker than everyone else at that point. And were you hoping for rain at the end? Like, was your setup a bit conditioned towards rain, maybe?
Yeah, during the quali, I think there was some server setting issue, but it wasn't showing if there was gonna be rain or not properly, like by what time is there gonna be rain. So I was a bit confused. So went for the mix setup, and also I was pushing quite hard at the start. Got 2 warnings in first 5 laps, I guess, and I just decided at that point that I wanna just chill, take it easy, not get a single warning, and yeah, that worked fine.
Amazing work from you, FIFA Connect. And again, congratulations on your P1 and congratulations to the other podium sitters as well. They're perfectly, well-made race. I mean, some mistakes were here and there, but at the end, if you're sitting up on the podium step, that means you had a good race. And yeah, should we finish up this podium interview so simply?
Absolutely. That has been an amazing race that we have just seen. Amazing 36 laps of Tier 2. Despite the low attendance, we saw a very, very close pack, and I'm guessing if we had a lot more people in attendance, it would have been even better. But no worries, the racing is not yet over. Tier 1 at 8 p.m. Might be happening today. So do make sure to tune in for that. Make sure to, of course, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you do know when we do go live for these races or any other events. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media. They are on your screen as well as in the description. And do make sure to join the Discord server as well if you are interested in taking part in any of these races, or if you do wish to just join a place where all sorts of motorsport enthusiasts are accepted. That is it. That has been myself, Haphazard, and Sir SSG Assassin, as well as IRC for this afternoon. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay hydrated, and we will catch you guys next week. ACC also coming up, so thank you so much. Bye bye.